Have you noticed that loneliness feels different now? Not worse exactly, just stranger. Because there are people everywhere. You can message someone instantly, you can see what hundreds of people are doing every day. You can spend 6 hours online and technically interact with more humans than your grandparents did in a week. And yet, a lot of people seem lonelier than ever. I have been thinking about that recently, not because I have some grand theory. I don't. It's just something I have noticed. Sometimes I will open my phone without even realizing it, scroll for a few minutes, reply to a message, watch a video, read comments, maybe even feel entertained. But when I put the phone down, there is this weird feeling like I consume social interaction without actually experiencing connection. And maybe those aren't the same thing. I think a lot of us spend our days surrounded by traces of other people, their photos, their opinions, their jokes, their vacation pictures, their relationship updates, their gym progress, their political takes, their playlist, their lives. We are constantly seeing people, but seeing people isn't the same as knowing them. And knowing someone isn't the same as feeling understood by them. I think that's where a lot of modern loneliness lives, not in physical isolation, but in emotional distance. Because loneliness isn't always being alone. Sometimes it's a feeling invisible while surrounded by people. You can be in a group chat and feel lonely. You can be in a relationship and still feel lonely. You can have thousands of followers and still feel lonely. Because the feeling isn't always I need more people. Sometimes it's just I wish someone understood what it's like to be me, how I feel. And honestly, I think modern life makes that harder. Not impossible, just harder. Because everybody is performing something now, including me, including you, including basically everyone on the internet nowadays. We are constantly managing a version of ourselves. Professional version, funny version, confident version, interesting version, the version that gets liked, the version that gets accepted, the version that doesn't scare people away. And after a while, I wonder if we accidentally trap ourselves inside those versions. People know our profile, they know our post, they know our taste in music, they know what shows we watch. But do they know us? Sometimes I don't even know if I know myself. Maybe that's the part of the problem. I think loneliness is used to mean a lack of connection, but now it sometimes feels like a lack of authenticity. Everyone is talking, but nobody is saying the thing that actually mean. And I get why. Being honest is risky. Saying what you really think is risky. Admitting you are confused is risky. Admitting you are lonely is especially more risky. Because loneliness has somehow become embarrassing. People will admit they are stressed. People will admit they are burned out. People will admit they are addicted to their phones. But loneliness, that's one feel harder because admitting loneliness means admitting failure. Like you are supposed to have figured out friendship by now, supposed to have a social life, supposed to have your people around you. But I don't think that's how life actually works. The weird thing about adulthood is that connection becomes less automatic. When you are a kid, friendship just happens. You see the same people every day. You sit next to them, play games with them, walk home with them. But as you get older, everybody starts moving into different places, directions, different jobs, cities, schedules, lives, and suddenly friendship becomes something you have to maintain, which sounds obvious, but I don't think we are emotionally prepared for that. And meanwhile, the internet creates this illusion that everyone else is constantly connected. Everyone looks socially fulfilled. Everyone looks surrounded by friends. Everyone looks busy. Everyone looks wanted. And maybe they are. Or maybe they are just sitting alone in their room too, looking at others people, thinking the exact same thing. Sometimes I wonder if modern loneliness is partly caused by comparison, not just because we are jealous, no, but because comparison makes us feel uniquely broken. Like everybody else received some instruction manual for being human. Somehow we all missed it, but maybe we are all similar than we think. Maybe the reason videos about loneliness gets millions of views isn't because lonely people are rare. Maybe it's because they are everywhere, quietly, trying not to look lonely, trying not to talk about it, trying to distract themselves from it, rolling through it, walking through it, slipping through it. Maybe loneliness isn't a personal failure. Maybe it's a side effect of being human in a world that's changing faster than we can emotionally adapt to. I don't know. Maybe that's too simplistic, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't think there is something strange about a world where people have never been more connected and yet so much time feeling disconnected. Maybe what we are missing isn't communication, maybe it's more honesty, maybe it's more moments where people stop performing for a second. Stop optimizing, stop branding themselves, stop trying to appear interesting, and just admit they're confused or scared or lonely. Because every time someone does that, something weird happens. People relate not because the feeling disappears, but because it's become shared. And maybe loneliness changes the moment it stops being something you carry by yourself. I really don't have any solution, but I do think it's worth noticing. I don't think this is a kind of problem that gets solved in a YouTube video. The next time you feel lonely, maybe don't immediately assume there is something wrong with you. Maybe don't assume you are the only person feeling it. Because if there is one thing I've learned from listening to people online, it's that the thoughts we think are the most private are often the most common. And maybe that's the strange comfort hidden inside all of this. The possibility that somewhere out there and someone else is staring at a screen late at night, trying to understand the exact same feeling